My name is Samantha Bell.
My name is Matt Smith.
My name is Anthony P. Howard.
My name is Sonia Thompson.
I'm Zishan Khan.
I am Dr. Andrea Mata, and this is my 15 minutes.
No, just say you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right.
cool.
Right.
It's cool. It's
Like,
okay.
you are black, I'm a whitezican.
Jesus. They're definitely going to pull this episode. Say it again. Say it again.
I'm a whitezican.
Okay. What is that?
A white Mexican.
Oh.
So like a Mexican who doesn't look like a Mexican, because everyone has this like perspective of what a Mexican looks like.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm 50% Mexican and I don't look Mexican.
Appear as.
I appear as a white person. And so then, but there's a part of Mexico where there's a lot of like German and French settlement. So there's Mexicans with fair skin, blonde hair, and blue and green eyes.
Well, I will just say that I was very fortunate that I had an amazing group of teachers and professors that helped me to establish a really strong foundation that, like, regardless of what I jumped into, I felt like I was gonna be prepared for it. And for kind of like life and workday and collaborative solutions, I think the biggest thing for me has just been not forgetting who I am, like not letting the job turn me into like a robot, or just kind of lose myself in the process. And so I try to lead with compassion. I try to show up for others in ways that are meaningful and not just kind of, hey, I did this, let me give myself a pat on the back. And I think all of those things have really propelled me forward, because people can tell authenticity, like you can feel that.
Yeah.
And also you can tell like when someone cares, even if it isn't necessarily, you don't have any rapport with this person, but this person is still looking to like help you out.
Exactly. I bring oldest daughter energy to every task that I take on.
Yeah.
And with that comes pressure, internal pressure to be perfect. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why that is. And I think based on what we do, technology, the pace at which we work, it's just not realistic to be perfect. We have to fail, we have to learn faster and keep moving. And that's the philosophy that we have with our clients, and something that I should expect of myself going forward. But it definitely is something that I'm conscious of and I'm always working towards.
Aspire to be.
I thought I was going to be a basketball player.
I mean, you're tall enough.
And
I can see it.
And one day I realized I had no chance.
Okay.
And I think that at that point, I knew I needed to kind of start thinking about what I wanted to do. Like I knew I was not going to be 6'9". I wasn't a great athlete. And so I knew that I have an uncle who's been in sales for a very long time. He always seemed happy. He always gave me great Christmas gifts.
How do you anchor and remain, there's a lot of self-regulation, self-awareness that has to happen, that you have to have when you are in the career fields that we are in, whether it's in HR technology. You're getting in people's business all day long, and you have to have both a deep understanding of the privacy, a deep understanding of like, how do you stay anchored and grounded?
My faith is always important to me.
Okay.
So hands down, that's the first place. The second thing is, I think it's amazing the friends and people that I have in my life. Like you.
Come
on. Okay.
All right.
So
award-winning friend.
There it is. Ting. But no, I think it's important because you have to have the right people around you. And I think your people are what keep you grounded. Your people are who check you. Your people are keep you regulated. So I think you got to have your faith. You have your people. I think you also have to make space just to be and just to rest.
My name is Cece Blomberg, as you said. And who I am, I'm a problem solver through and through. And that's something I've been my entire career. So if something is unfinished, unsolved, I really want to attack it until I get an answer.
Not to mention, I'm a Laker fan. So Lakers, we win championships.
Y'all, now if you've been here before, you know that I don't know anything about sports. Who are the
Lakers. So it's the basketball team.
Lakers?
Of course, Kobe Bryant. I know
You're gonna be so
your
disappointed.
listeners are probably going to be like, oh no, but Kobe is the GOAT.
Is he?
He is.
Since when?
Since
Tell
I
us about
actually
it.
applied,
You deemed him.
I deemed him.
Knighted him.
Yes, because the Black mama is actually, you're looking at her in female version, but using it for the business. That's how I get results.
The female Black mamba.
Yes.
Okay, that's a problem.
I don't know. I do a lot of things, but my work is really about people, talent, and recruiting and hiring. The hiring system is broken, and I believe that can be fixed if talent and recruiters work away from order takers to more strategic partnership. But most recruiters haven't been trained how to do that, right? They're not strategists. They're get a job rec and they do that, right? And so I go into organizations and I help them fix that messy part, right? The messy, where they don't really understand talent. It's seen as a function of HR, and then they don't really focus on it. You know, we've always said that talent is a cost center. Let's make it not a cost center.
I would say the thing that has changed the trajectory of my career the most would be one of my earlier mentors, actually. Her name is Karen M., and I met her in a very, very unique way. But she taught me that everyone has something to say, even if they don't always raise their hand. She made sure that I understood as a leader, it was my job to create space for employees to best perform.
I stepped into the witness stand, read my impact statement at the age of 13 to try to tell the murderer how his choices and behaviors impacted my life. And then we recessed, and then the judge came out. He stared at he scanned the courtroom, and he looked at my parents and I, and he was like, I'm not sentencing this man to death, not because of moral or professional objections against the death penalty, but because he had a rough childhood. And so I became a clinical child psychologist who specializes in antisocial and aggressive behavior so that I can help kids who come from rough childhoods not make those same choices when they get older.
Okay. Okay. There's so
Sorry,
much.
I just dropped that on you.
There's so... Okay. Guys, I need more than water. Where's the water?
You need some tequila.
I need a little tequila. So, what is one random thing that has impacted how you think about AI?
Oh my gosh.
Because you mentioned it a little bit ago, and it's like, oh, this is a perfect question to ask.
You know, I think it is understanding that it is just that fast. If I need to know something, all I do is ask and ask for the AI version. And it, you have to double check your facts, right?
Absolutely.
Trust but verify.
Yeah.
But I find that it's so quick, which is why I think it has to be tied back to what we need to do with our superheroes. Because it can give you all the information real time, quick, but you also have to know how to use it. Right?
Yeah.
It's something so simple, but as I have mentored and talked to so many young women in our field, on our team, it's about using your voice. And again, that seems like such a small skill, but I think throughout my career, I've been afraid to speak up in meetings. I've been afraid to say something, to add to a conversation for various reasons. And I think being able to speak up in a room, to take up space, is something that I'm very conscious of. I try to emulate that in the meetings that we have with our consultants. And it's a muscle that I've been building.
And I belong here.
You have to own it. So the person I work with, the therapist, said, if you were to look at your resume, and had someone else's name on it, you would be impressed. But because it has yours, you're kind of brushing it off. So it kind of helped me realize that.
Now, I want to pull on the thread of this a little bit and just acknowledge that for a lot of men, we do not do therapy. So kudos to you.
Look,
We will fight tooth and nail to avoid.
I've started early on with my marriage,
Mm.
doing couple therapy, marriage therapy. And, I think this year, when I start having challenges with work and my role and, just again, going to the next level, I was like, I need something, right? And I think we have to look at it as going to the doctor. And same thing, a lot of
Regular
people do
maintenance
not,
chest.
people do not go to the doctor. It's like, just mental check, right? So I understand the challenges of mental health. Within our fraternity, we do a lot of
What fraternity?
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity
Alpha
Incorporated.
Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Yes, we do a lot of hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Checking on each other, because we understand that a lot of men struggle with those challenges. So I want to be intentional about going through and making sure that I'm okay before being able to help everybody else.
And you've made some history yourself, right? You've been involved in some monumentous moments.
I've been in interesting positions.
I mean,
at certain
you've probably been in a
times.
few. Can you share a little bit about that?
I
We
can
won't
share
ask
a little
people
bit.
if they have security clearances
That's
here, okay?
right. I'll summarize that idea of being in an interesting position with placement and access to things that happen on a national or international scale by saying I have been consistently impressed by the level of duty and commitment from both senior military leaders and senior civilian leaders that I've experienced at times of acute crisis. And I have never, doing this for years, have never seen anybody enter into a very hard decision with any type of selfish motive or ill will towards anybody. It's just, we call it the profession of arms for a reason. And almost to a person, at least in my case, everybody I've interacted with at senior levels has been doing it all for the right reasons for our nation, for our citizens. It's just been great.
But did you dream that you would be in the specific role that you're in now?
So no, I actually started out thinking that I would be a mathematics teacher.
Okay.
Because I thought the skill that I had to be able to be patient, to listen to others, to direct them, to drive them to reach their potential was what a teacher would be. And that would be the profession that I was in.
Part two, definitely loaded. Okay, so what's one thing that a mentor, a friend has told you that has just stuck with you? Like I've applied this to my everyday life.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out Sam Barber here. He was one of my heads of TA. I actually worked for him on a contract as a recruiter, as a senior talent partner for him. And he's still today my mentor. I love him to death. But what he told me is, the ability for the work to get done by someone will always be there, right? There's always someone to fill your spot. There's always someone to get the work done. When you're in that work, make a moment for yourself. Achieve what you want to achieve, because these organizations will not do that for you.
On this is after I had the 2 knee surgeries, and I conditioned myself to do 30 110-yard sprints, and then the rest period was generally about 45 seconds to a minute. I'd conditioned myself to do it with 30 seconds of rest, all with the idea that if I can do this and condition myself, I want to be out front. So they say, who's that guy out front? And so we did the test. Interestingly, there were 14 or 15 reps, and if somebody was cheating or they bent over, they didn't count it. So we ended up running a total of 22 110-yard sprints, and each time I was out in front. And I use that, and I share that as an example of, in the workplace, there are things that we can control. You may not have experience, you may not have a certain background, but the things that we can control are work ethic. And that can be the difference between earning a job and being successful in that job as well.
I was reflecting last week of the people in my life that live the fruit of the Spirit, in the Bible: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, the 9 of them. The reason I got emotional because the 2 people that live those fruits, they don't care about notoriety. It's my wife of 52 years and my dad, who worked 32 years in a chemical plant and only missed 5 days of work.
Oh my God. So you talk a little bit about being a mom, a wife. How are you managing both leading at one of the most visible organizations in the country, perhaps even in the world, while also being an active participant inside
While
of your
being
real life?
middle-aged, you got to add that because it's a thing. Is it? Yes, it's a thing.
What's going on there?
Listen, here I am getting more seasoned, and as a result, there's some stuff that comes with that.
Yeah.
And so,
Tabitha Brown talks a lot about this, but
it's real. I mean, trying to be at a point where and I shared this during International Women's Day at our organization. I'm supposed to be the sharpest that I have ever been professionally, and then start trying to, navigate all these things, keep all these balls in the air while navigating real physical changes. And so it is challenging. It is for me, and I think it's not lost on me that a lot of women are also in the same situation.
Talked about you wanting to get your SPHR. My philosophy on certifications isn't like most people just want to go, they want to pass it, they want to get the letters. It's deeper for me because I don't have a bachelor's degree, I have an associate's degree. And
Really?
I looked at certification as what's now called skill-based training. It was a way for me to get that exposure to all areas of it. It was a learning journey for me. And it really empowered me to, if I don't know it, I know where to go to get it. And when you looked at it as a learning journey, it can really enable you to be more agile and just more secure when it comes down to really showing up in this profession. So I take a look at it as that, and I challenge all of my clients to have a purpose beyond just earning the letters. Don't treat this like a college entrance exam. Treat this as the learning journey it is, because now you have to be more agile now more so than ever.
And I shadowed someone who was in sales at Coupa. He's actually now at Workday. He probably doesn't even know I'm talking about him. But he was
Shout out to you, whoever you are.
Just this really chill, laid back, and you could almost feel it on call. Like I shadowed him on calls, and you kind of feel that like everything was all right. Like don't freak out. And I had a manager finally tell me at Workday right when I joined, like, I love that you don't seem like a salesperson. I love your personality. You need to be a chameleon to some degree, in my opinion. You need to try to talk about interests, try to kind of fit in with who you're working with, but like don't completely change your personality, because I think some people might sniff it out. Like
it comes up like a fraud.
Yes.
I also was almost down the healthcare track. Pre-med, took the MCAT, everything. Yes.
And now you're a doctor of Workday.
Yeah, you could say that.
Hey, Dr. CC.
I'm definitely diagnosing.
Come on. What would you say to employers that are thinking about hiring guard and reservists? What could you advise them on as it relates to that?
So I think guardsmen and reservists, regardless of which part of the military they're in, are the best of both worlds for civilian employers, because they get to bring all of that leadership experience and management experience into the civilian workplace, either consciously or in many ways unconsciously. And the military is great for a lot of reasons, but not the least of which is the development we get in terms of dealing with human beings. And that experience is priceless in industry.
Even cultural-wise.
Absolutely.
Caregivers has a negative connotation, and it shouldn't. It doesn't matter what your socioeconomic status is. It doesn't matter what your community looks like. If you're a caregiver, you have the same concerns, right? We have caregivers who are young individuals who are taking care of aging parents, making sure they get their medications, their appointments, right? We have people who are parenting, taking kids to soccer practice, making sure they get to school, do their homework, but also then caring for aging parents. We have couples who are caring for one another through whatever issues they have going on. We have new families, and they are caregivers as well, right? And when you look at it that way, it shouldn't be a negative thing, right? And so moving away from terms like the sandwich generation, which connotates you're getting squashed to death, right? To superhero thought process, which just simply means give me a cape and I can do anything.
Our talent title is actually what we call HR, but I have talent acquisition under my purview. And I think all of that with how we treat people, it starts with our department. We're example setting, right? We show people what the behavior should be. We have it first. Even how we hold, say, a hiring manager accountable and push back in graceful ways about maybe there's some unconscious bias there, or maybe there's some actions we're taking that have disproportionate impact. Like, how do we have those conversations with them? That even requires grace granting. My assumption is always that someone doesn't know. I'm gonna tell them, but in a nice way, right?
But now I kind of view it as, how important is this meeting? Can it be a call? Can it be a phone call? I know it sounds really, really simple, but I would say my desire to travel and kind of how I view an in-person meeting has definitely changed.
Now, how old is you have a young one?
Yeah, Harrison.
Harrison.
Funny enough, his initials are, it's Harrison Clark Matthews. HCM. Yeah.
Human capital management?
I did not mean
this
to
has
do
to be on purpose. I've watched the comments from our show earlier today. How does a person take that big leap of faith?
You know what? Being curious. I like to tell people I have an untraditional path into HR, but it really comes down to being curious about how does this work? Why does that matter? I like to tell people sometimes I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, but ultimately change fluency is my strength.
How you find the right person for the organization?
That's such a good question. So what we do is different in that we're not an internal recruitment team. We're basically a SEAL team. Like, we come in when the internal...
I'm an Army gal, so I'm for
this. So you know what I'm talking about right now, right?
Yeah.
So we come in when it's urgent, or there's an emergency, or they don't have an internal team, or their internal team, their bandwidth is stretched too thin.
Yeah.
So what's really cool is that we get to come into those most necessary searches where this is like business mission critical, like we need to get this filled ASAP. So as far as how our process looks, because we do that super detailed intake, we're then able to go to market, and the next step in our process is what we call a calibration, where we go find 10 people who fit exactly what they told us on that intake call, and we run through their profiles live on a call with the hiring leader and say, did we hit the mark? Did we miss the mark? What should we look for in addition? Exactly.
I love it.
Because it takes so much longer to fix it on the back end, whereas if we get it right at the beginning, then they give us their feedback and we can immediately go to market and look for the right people.
It's so hard to be a service member. Like, it's so, especially a woman, like, it's just extremely hard.
I was going to ask about that. I've never been a woman before. So tell me, what was it like? Like, did you feel supported? What were some of your key challenges? What are things that dudes, like, I've been a dude all my life. I only know this experience. I've been a black man all my life as well.
That's a really good question. I'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, please.
So I know in the military, they don't care if you're female. Like, you're going to do what a guy's going to do, okay? So when I'm home, when I was in the military and I'd go home, no, I'm not taking out the trash. I'm not mowing the lawn. Like, I'm already treated like a dude in the military.
Yeah.
So no, I want to be treated like a lady when I'm home. I want to put on earrings and makeup and wear dresses and, look cute. See, I don't want to be all, tough.
Yeah. So, we all wear the same thing. We all look the same way outside. Yeah.
And I don't like bugs and things like that. But when I'm in uniform, when I was in uniform, it's like a switch will go off in my brain. It's just like, okay, like, I can do anything.
So when you think about regulation, what are some of the key maybe attributes to a good regulated leader?
Those are leaders that first and foremost are able to reframe situations, right? And not make it so much about them, but actually kind of zoom out, if you will, and understand the full context. Those are leaders who can take a minute, just take a minute and catch their breath first before they run off and give instructions to make decisions. Those are those leaders. Those are those leaders who can stand on what they said. Stand on business.
Stand on business.
Stand on business.
Yo, stand on business.
Don't be over here flaking out.
Wow.
And then those are leaders who can actually execute.
I think the execution portion is easy to say, very hard to do.
Absolutely.
I remember a leader was making a really big decision on talent, and they felt forced to make it in the moment with a small handful of key individuals. And I said, would you like to sleep on that? Let's talk in the morning, check and adjust and iterate.
Check, adjust. We call that adjusting and shifting fire on the arm.
So I have certain things throughout my day that I really need to hit. Like I definitely need to have 3 meals a day. I definitely need to walk my dog twice a day for her health and mine.
Yes.
So there's some non-negotiables in my everyday. But how I then have the energy to take care of other people, I would say, if that comes back to like the question of management style, I like to be clear. I'm a very direct, very honest person, not without kindness. But I really like to say, hey, these are the clear expectations. And then we assess like where you are against those expectations. I've come to understand expectations as kindness. And so
Clear as kind.
clear is kind.
Yeah.
And so when I receive like a certain piece of work from somebody, then I can like assess exactly where their skill is, what the gap is, where we're going. And so if I can provide them a clear path with encouragement and celebration, that's great. If they come back and it reveals we're not in alignment, that's also a kindness, because then we can go our separate ways. So yeah, I think like clarity is king.
So as you think about your career, you've spent pretty much all of your career inside of HR. Was there ever a point where you wanted to do something different?
There has not been, actually. So I intentionally went into HR. I was working in a small organization and somebody left and I got an HR duty. And it was to put on some safety training. And I did it and I loved it so much. And I was like, this is what I was meant to do.
In today's age of technology, hey, I have all the technology, but relationships are high touch, not high tech. You and I, we hug, we smile. But yeah, there's a book called The Happiness Advantage written by Sean Acor. I read it years ago. But he said the 2 keys to happiness, and I like the word joy, by the way, because happiness, it depends on something happening external. But the 2 keys to joy, I'm substituting that word, gratitude and strong social connections, the Lee Cages. And again, true friends love you for who you are, not with what you can do for them. And you know this, we talk about reality. Lee, most men don't have a friend. They have a lot of acquaintances, right?
Yes.
I think I learned, again, it sounds cliche, but the devil is in the details.
In the details, yeah.
And at that time, I could not point a finger and say, oh, well, the person who trained me did not do a great job, or whatever the case might be, So taking ownership, I learned that when you come in, doesn't matter, it's yours, right? You have to take full ownership and, deal with the consequences. So this is something that I tend to live. You're not passing the buck, right?
Yeah.
You own it.
Have you found that peace today?
Oh, if you told me I could be as at peace as I am today, I didn't think I ever could be. And you've heard me say this. People always ask, Bird, what's your favorite quote of all your books? And this is it. It will always be. Success at the expense of faith and family is really failure.
Let me ask you this. How do you maintain meaningful conversations and meaningful relationships with the folks that you're connected with? You have so many connections. How do you make sure that everyone feels like they're being seen and heard?
I think there's a lot of listening that needs to go on. We do a lot of talking. We do a lot of posting on LinkedIn or socials. We do a lot of talking at people. We do less of the listening. So sometimes when I make a connection, I just want to hear a story.
What do you say to a person who's considering going into HR technology or into strategy or HRS, what would you say to them if they're trying to decide this or something else?
One thing which I keep mentioning to all my mentees, over a period of time I started doing mentorship as well, in that don't just focus on the technology and don't just focus on the money's perspective. Most of us new folks started joining this organization or this software because they think it will give them a different or bigger package. It will, but if your mindset is toward that, you're not going to succeed.
What is one thing you want to be remembered by?
You know, on my tombstone, I wanted to say this simply: he lived a life that inspires hope in others.
Be present when you're present. And I do not get it right.
That is the third time we've heard that around the show.
I know, but it's kind of true. And so I have to, because I work kind of all day sometimes, I'm up early and then my day might go later in the evening. I have to cut it off at a certain time and say, okay, pick it back up when they go to bed. And I have to also make sure that there's times that I protect a little bit better. And it's like a daily thing for me, a daily work to get it right, because I have not yet. But I do think we should be striving for being present.
Today, we are joined by none other than Kamari L. Williams. Did I get that right?
You did.
The L is for loyalty, love, leadership. What does it really stand for? Lachelle Williams. What would you say to a family who's trying to decide whether adoption is for them? I think there's some judgment that happens in some cases with birth parents as well as adoptive parents as well.
Absolutely. The thing I would say is it's your choice. But beyond that, adoption isn't a fix for other things that have happened. It's not a fix for infertility. It's not a fix for anxiety. It's not a fix for any of those things. Adoption is a choice and has to be entered into as a choice.
You will be seeing me there, but definitely reach out on LinkedIn. I would love to get to know you and bring you into the Evolve community.
I love that. What's one thing that you have committed to doing in 2026 that you didn't do in 2025?
Oh my goodness. We talked about this earlier today in a webcast that I helped to moderate. And I think one of the things that I'm committed to is dispelling this myth or minimizing this fear as it relates to AI. I mean, we talk about the way of work now and the impact of AI. And for me, AI is not something to be feared. I think the organizations who are going to be successful in transforming their organizations are going to learn that it is a tool. It is not like
any other tool.
Exactly, like any other tool. And it can go a long way in terms of reducing friction in our everyday life. So I see it as an opportunity, especially for organizations, again, who are transforming their organizations with Workday or any other ERP otherwise.
Did they make other ERP?
I don't know any off the top of my head.
Better ERPs. So what's something you've learned about yourself since you've left the military?
Oh my goodness. Let me think about that. Ooh, that's a really good question.
I know. I'm doing the best I can.
That's a really good question. I'm really resilient, like for real. Yeah. Because it's scary. Like I went through a whole grieving process when I left the military. It was so hard. Like, I mean, crying, snot, everything. I'm like, oh my gosh. And everyone's like, stay in. Like, you're so close. You're going to be a mess sergeant, And I'm like, but I just don't feel like this is where God wants me to be. Like, it was like a grieving process. Yeah. And I was scared. And so, but I realized, I was like, I can do this. I feel more like, I don't know, lighter, like I feel more confident in my decisions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, being responsible for someone's life is a weight.
Yeah. Oh, that's a heavy weight. It's leaders carry a heavy weight, and for me, I'm someone that feels deeply and just like, which is why I'm a therapist.
First and foremost, the thing that I am advising them strongly on is secure your own oxygen mask first.
Wait a minute. Secure your own I feel like when they say, and the forward entry is here, the exits are here, put your mask on first.
Put yours on first. And then you can help those beside you.
Wow.
one thing Lee will never say is that he is such an amazing person to so many people. He's one of my mentors, and he talks about me conquering the world. I wouldn't be nowhere near as far as I am without his influence. So I want to say thank you, but then also, too, I want to just ask, how do you find the time, energy, capacity to pour into so many in such a meaningful way?
If your life was a movie, what would it be called?
I don't know if I can say this, but I know you effing lying. And probably the acronym for that, because there's things that have happened in my life that you would not believe.
I believe I would believe them, but
And I heard this years ago, you can live 40 days without food, 4 days without water, but only 4 seconds without hope.
if your life was a movie, what would it be called?
Oh my gosh. You can't make this stuff up.
Okay, Sonia, you're not going to believe this, and I really can't make this up. That is the second time I've heard that this month. If you could go back and tell your younger self something, what would you say?
Don't give up. Are we a
Sonia,
pattern here?
we're creating a trend of ask me 2 questions.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
So I don't get the music question? That's the first question.
Sir,
I was
tell us,
waiting
tell us,
to
tell us
woo-
your favorite.
I was waiting to woo you with EDM. Is that a surprise?
For some reason, okay, I pictured you sitting on the dock of the bay.
I did
Watching
work.
the time.
I worked in Macon for a long time, and that's where Otis Red was. He's from there.
EDM.
Yeah, EDM. I love
You.
it. Yes, I know.
Like going into war.
With a deep bass.
If you could go back and say something to your younger self, what would you say?
Never hesitate to take a new challenge. Go for it.
Do you mind if I pull on that a little bit?
Sure, of course, go for it.
Typically, when people say those things, it's because they've had points where they hesitated.
Mm-hmm.
Care to share?
Okay. In my starting career, I wanted to be a photographer.
Okay.
I love photography. I'm a travel photographer. If you go and I just, as I mentioned, I'm an introvert. I just prefer my camera and a landscape with no one inside there. I don't like a single people in my photo. This is what I wanted to go and pursue as a dream. But over a period of time, I learned that is not something I will able to do because I'm not that good. I'm candid with you, as well as it's not paying the bill.
Yeah.
So if I spend a good amount of time chasing that dream, and I keep pushing, but I thought, no, this is not the right thing to do. So that's why if I go back and tell someone, if you think better future, if you think that you can get something which bring you in a better positioning, don't stay with your, I don't want to call it a childish ego, but don't stay with your mindset to just stick with it.
Yeah.
I understand the movies and nowadays everyone
Sometimes
keeps
it's
talking.
okay to let go of an idea.
Yes. Sometimes let go and go to a thing which you think have a perfect path for you.
Summer or winter?
In Atlanta,
Wherever you at.
I would do summer in Michigan. Summer in Atlanta is rough.
Summer in Michigan is like, what, 12 degrees instead of 0?
Don't do it. No, we have a lovely 85. You know,
You don't have sun?
We
in
have
Mich-
sun and we
Oh
have
my
summer.
God.
Don't do it.
If you could go back and say something to your younger self, Jordan, what would you say?
Ooh. I think my therapist asked me this last week.
Guys, I'm interviewing.
I think I find myself a lot of the times out of the moment, and that started young. I would just tell myself, be where your feet are and enjoy all of the experience, good, bad, or ugly.
If you could go back and say something to your younger self, what would you say?
Don't do it.
We don't have enough minutes to unpack this. rainy day or sunny day?
Sunny day.
Yeah, because who's messing up our hair?
No one wants a rainy
No one
day.
is messing. Hiking or biking? Neither?
Pass.
I don't know that that's an
Pass.
option. All right, last one.
That ain't it.
What would you say to a young girl looking for mentorship? What's one quote you would leave them with?
Don't be afraid to ask for what you need.
You know what? I have gotten more yeses because I asked the question than
Mhm.
any of the no's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think when we're young, there's this point in time, right? And you're going to see it with that little person at your house. But there's a point in time when we stop asking why. We stop asking for what we need. And then we go into this really weird blank space. My youngest now asks a whole lot of questions because I've actually empowered her to start doing that more. Well, just ask a question. Just ask, right?
Yeah.
Because at some point, especially for girls, we get kind of shut down. And there is this thing of, it's weak. I'll be weak if I ask for what I need. And I'm supposed to be out here, ask for what you need.
If your life was a Lifetime movie, because I remember watching Lifetime with my mother, what would the name of the movie be?
It would be Let Her Live. I think that in life, there's so many ways that society or other people try to stop or not include you in something.
Just let me live.
Just let me live. Like, in everybody, like, let everybody just live. All the judgment, all the meanness, all the rudeness that's in the world right now. Yeah, just let people live.
If your life was a book, what would it be called? If you could go back,
trial and tribulation.
All right, TNT. If you go back and say something to your younger self, what would you say?
Trust the process.
What's one thing you want your girls to know about you if you were no longer here?
That I love them.
I'll ask one more that I always like to ask. Okay. If your life was a book, or a Lifetime movie, what would it be called?
Wow. Yeah, making the impossible possible. Making the impossible possible. And I just want to briefly say, growing up in Chicago, I actually didn't think that I would make it to 30. I thought the reason why I looked young was because I wouldn't make it.
Really?
Because of just the environment altogether.
Yeah.
But look, 30 came clearly and left.
You still here?
I'm still here. Right. So
feel like we need to insert Marvin Sapp never could have made it.
That's right. So I would go back and say, you know what? Don't think that you're gonna make it, and it's gonna be greater than you think that it's gonna be.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. If your life was a book, what would it be called?
Adventures of Cece.
Plane or road trip?
Plane.
Tattoos or piercings?
Piercings.
Superpower, invisibility or flying?
Invisibility.
Why?
I like to sleuth.
This is definitely. Did you ever watch Harry Potter? Yeah. This is definitely giving.
I want my own Marauders map too.
If you could leave a message for your boys that they could only watch in 10 years, what would you say to them?
I would say that I'm so proud of them. I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know who they'll be in 10 years. I think we had this conversation in the car this morning.
Yeah.
But I just know that I am going to be so proud of whoever they become.
By the way, for you mothers of daughters out there,
we are raising gentlemen here.
These are the gentlemen that you want. Okay.
Yes.
You get to ask me one question, and I'm bracing for impact.
I am imagining little Lee.
Oh my God.
And he's running around doing little cute Lee things. And he says to himself, you know what I want to be when I grow up? With all of your wealth of knowledge now and what you're doing now, would you start a different path if you had to start it all over? Or would you be right where you're at right now?
I love my life. If you were a beverage,
Okay.
what would you be?
Ooh, is it alcoholic or not?
Listen, this is your world.
Hey,
You do
this
what you
my
want to do.
world. Oh, well, I would actually say it would be alcoholic.
Okay.
And I would say I would be a bourbon or a whiskey because I'm very smooth,
Come
firm,
on.
and direct, and I meet that need, like that result
Right.
of what you need when you need it.
Okay. Listen, you hired.
Yeah.
Okay, you got the job. So, if your life was a Lifetime movie, what would it be called?
Ooh. Fast and Furious.
If you could go back and tell your younger self one phrase, what would you say?
Amazon.
Buy it, hold on to it.
Hold.
You're going to be rich. Okay. Hot or cold?
Hot.
Salty or sweet?
Sweet.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very
Listen,
welcome.
shout out to Julia Arpag. She was just on last week. Who said salty? We love her. We are judging her silently
Yes.
and out loud officially.
This is not a judgment-free zone.
You know what? I am a mom. I'm a sister. I'm a husband, or not a husband. I'm a wife.
She a wife, y'all.
I have a husband.
I'm a clinical psychologist, an author.
You're doing a great job. I cut when I had a habit. When I heard him say very good, I cut to him. So sorry. You're doing amazing. You have such a good presence. I don't want to mess it up.
Okay, so the second one, or not the first one?
Second one.
We
It's a
sometimes do a
conversation.
shorter table. After a while, this table won't look so long, but the magic of the camera. But we'll just have a conversation. If there's something that you really want to harp, you'll look right at this box.
Okay.
Like it's General
point.
Smith right there. Okay, like you're looking directly into his soul. Other than that, we're just gonna have a conversation.
Super.
Okay.
You happy with the framing on this?
Yes, and I look tall, so I like it.
By the way.
Now,
Yeah, right now.
I am a mental health therapist, and this is my 15 minutes with.
You're a mental health therapist, your name, and this is my 15 minutes with. It's okay. It's all right.
Sure, it's always the hardest.
It's the hardest part.
I am a mental health therapist. My name is Rose, and this is my 15 minutes with.
Perfect. From comeback zones to boardrooms, he is known as. Let me see something here. I'm just gonna.
This is a whole new side of Lee Cage.
You're whole new side of me? Yeah. Hey everybody, my name is Lee Cage, and we are back. Hey everybody, my name is Lee Cage Jr., and we are back with another episode of 15 Minutes with. Today, my guest is Zishan. He is, let's do that again. Comes on your, I'm sorry, can we pause? Please, brain.
Yeah, they been blasted here. I knew it. I knew what they were. I knew that. Yeah, I knew that from that.
I was like, and we're gonna ask our event planner to bring the cars.
Oh, I say it now. Oh my God, Lee, you're gonna kill me. Okay. Hi, I'm Julia Arpag. I am the CEO and founder of Alliance Recruitment, where I help top tech leaders hire top tech talent. And this is my 15 minutes.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause. Look at me.
Okay.
Feel comfortable looking at me like we're talking.
Okay.
Drive your point right there.
Cool.
Okay.
Done.
I see you're trying to balance it.
I am trying to balance it.
Look at me.
So mostly talk to you.
We're talking.
Okay.
This isn't here.
This isn't here.
Unless you need to drive a point.
Okay.
And we're just gonna keep going in.
Okay.
So you help tech startups.
Yes.
Do cool things.
Do very cool things.
Like have people to do the cool things.
Yes.
So what does it look like in reality for you, like your everyday life?
Then it's what I do 15 minutes. And, no, what?
First one, and then we'll
Okay. I'm like, it's going to be that. And we're going to need that magic. What did you say your name was again?
DeMarcus.
Yeah, DeMarcus, you're going to have your work cut out for you. Hi, my name is Jasmine Anderson. I am a wife, mother, and strategist. I help companies solve costly mistakes through thoughtful people strategy, and this is my 15 minutes.
Very good. And then you're going to say what you do, your name, and this is my 15 minutes. And tap into that coffee energy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just us. It just happens to be a camera.
And people.
Pretend like that is the hiring manager of a job that's about to pay you $400,000 a year with a 25% bonus.
Okay.
Tell this man or woman or they or them what you do and your name, and then end it with, and this is my 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? All right, that's you.
I help companies reduce costly mistakes through thoughtful people strategy. My name is Jasmine Anderson, and this is my 15 minutes.
No, you're good. You're good. Let me see real quick what she's thinking.
Okay, yeah. Because what was the...
I have some of hers, but...
And what was the question?
What would you supposed to be thinking?
I know, I got to think on the question.
If your life was a movie, what would it be called?
Oh man, 48 hours was the first thing that came to mind, but that's not enough. We're gonna have to unpack that next.
Normally I have to do multiple rounds of that. All right.
Great.
Ready to go?
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Hey everybody, my name is Lee Cage Jr.
You want to lift that mic up? I saw you reach for it.
Yeah, I was gonna do. It's my. It's.
No, that's smart. If you want, now's the time to do it. Yeah, there we go.
I think if you want to change the world, it starts with your family.
I don't have nothing else to say. Bye. See ya. That's it.